Hello fellas, this is Frank and Dave back here again on YouTube. I have here another card model I've done. This is scratch built. This time it's not a steamer, this is a man of war. Before I share the model with you out there, I'd like to be able to tell something about its history. This ship holds a very significant piece of history. You know, one of the greatest tragic blunders in the history of the United States Navy. The vessel itself is the USS Indianapolis, a Portland-class cruiser. Overall particulars, 610 feet. She's about 15 feet shyer than the Pennsylvania or Tennessee-class battleship that was stationed at Pearl Harbor during the attack. The USS Indianapolis carried parts for the Little Boy bomb. It steamed all the way from Alameda, San Francisco, California, to Tinian, with the composite 509 squadron of the B-29s. She carried the supplement parts of the Little Boy atomic bomb that was dropped in Hiroshima, Japan. After dropping off the parts at Tinian, she steamed back to San Francisco. At 12:15 at midnight, Captain Hashimoto, I-58, plugged 2 fish on the port side of her hull, breaking her in half. Ship's company is 196 men. 300 went down with the ship. The remainder of 900 went in the water. 316 was the sole survivors of what's left of the ship's company. The sharks took the rest. It was the greatest naval blunder in the history of the United States Navy. Captain Charles McVeigh was the commander-in-chief aboard the USS Indianapolis. There was a court-martial review being done after its arrival. Captain McVeigh was a scapegoat for a failure of the United States Navy. The man was court-martialed, exonerated for the United States Navy. Captain Charles McVeigh took his life September 15th, 1967. He was found by his wife sitting in a chair with a toy doll in his hand, with a naval revolver in his hand. He shot himself in the head. The man took with him the USS Indianapolis and the crew members that went down with the ship. During the court-martial review, Captain Hashimoto was on the hot seat. He testified that zigzagging didn't make no difference. Charles McVeigh was charged for failure to non-zigzag. But Hashimoto said zigzagging made no difference. I had the Indianapolis in my periscope sights. I fired accordingly. 2 fish, sunk the ship. I done my job. And he was very sorry. As we all know, there's no rules to war. But there's a human side to our common foes that we had, that they were sorry, but war's war. But the USS Indianapolis was a mainstay of the worst catastrophe in the United States Navy. It still remains today. Here before you, I'd like to produce my model of the late USS Indianapolis in a scale of 1:250. All scratch built, folks. All scratch built. Again, like the Mauritania, she's in her elements, underway. The ship's colors, model length, 1 meter long, 39.5 inches. I've got a little over 5,000 parts on this ship. You look very closely, you can see the SOC-3 Seagull observation biplanes on 2 catapults, port and starboard. Again, I cannot stress anymore, this webcam does not do justice. But you get a very basic view, a pretty good idea how the model looks if presented live to you. A very beautiful, well-detailed ship it is. Again, built from Edward Westward plans, scaled up to the scale of 1:250. Here's some more detail of the superstructure. This webcam will allow it. .50 calibers up forward are all paper. 9-inch guns are all paper tubing. All 5-inch 38 guns are all made from paper. Whole model made from paper. A little dusty, folks. A little dusty. But you get a good basic idea what your Indianapolis looks like. I built this model 35 years ago. Again, Seascape is made from Reynolds wrap, tinfoil, aluminum. Makes excellent seawater. I highly recommend it. All airbrushed. Before the painting was done on this, I forgot to mention on my Mauritania build, I aeroglossed nitrate and butyrate glue, dope mixed together, aerogloss. Thinned down with lacquer thinner through an airbrush. The cardstock has to be protected first before you apply your paint. In other words, the pore of the paper will soak in the paint and won't look right. So I put exactly 7 coats of 50-50 dope, nitrate and butyrate until all the paper is completely saturated and covered. Let dry, and went ahead and airbrushed. I mixed my own paints using Federal Color charts. Measure 21 paint scheme on it. Haze gray on top and the bottom is blue gray. Top of the deck is sea blue. That was the norm with that measure at the time. All paper, folks. No wood, no wire, no plastic, no aftermarket parts. All paper. I wouldn't have it any other way. Funny thing about it is my wife always got on me like that. What's all these? We do the old cereal boxes you got, Frank. I said, well, I'll take cracker boxes, cereal boxes, anything that has boxes. I save them. I cut them up and make models out of them. Poor man's hobby. Living on an able pension like that, it's kind of hard to go out there and buy models. What's expensive today is I can't afford them. Having a good job I got right now and still drawing an able pension, I'm holding my head above water. But anyway, back to the model, folks. This was a good build. I'm pretty happy with it. It looks miles better in real life than it does on webcam. I'll probably have a new camera probably by tomorrow. Things be a lot different, so I got to make use of my webcam I have right now. Like I say, I'm tired of repeating myself. I can't stress any further than this webcam. It has its limits. It's probably good talking like I am right now, but showing details like it has its limits. Well, folks, I think the hand of time is telling me to get off here. I'm going to do my boundaries, and I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in. And you take care of yourselves. I'll be back with another build very shortly. And I'd like to thank you again. Alex, you're the man. Thank you, sir. Nigel, and the rest of you great fellows out there. I'm very honored that you subscribe to my YouTube. And I'll do the same for you. And any comments, fire them this way. I'll be more than happy. And again, folks, thank you very much for viewing my YouTube presentations and enjoying my build here. God bless you, and thank you very much. Bye-bye.